a Pete Primeau fan.
Thank you for having me.
Your fans are like...
What an honor to be here, Pete. You're a legend. You're a rock star.
I'm a legend in my own mind, said my wife.
If I can do it, anybody can do it.
I'm Mr. Selling from the Heart. What's this guy, Larry Levine, going to teach me about selling from the heart?
You are one of the most generous and authentic people around, and I think that's why you and your show are so attractive to people.
Welcome to the Pete Primeau Show. It is episode 252, and it is our Thanksgiving Day special. Guys, let's pay the bills real quick first, and let's get our guests here and get rocking and rolling. If you haven't bought my book, Sell a Million, what are you waiting for? 101 tips on selling another $1 million of mattresses or furniture. Best compliment I ever got on this book was from Doug Stewart. And Doug said, if you take the word mattress or furniture out of it, it's just a great book on business and marketing. So thank you for that. And if you guys want a sales book, I've got a sales book here for you. As a matter of fact, two of the co-authors are here with us today. Miles and Miles of Retail Selling Greatness started off as an idea of I've traveled for 43 years at that point, now 44. Traveled over 2 million miles, met a lot of people, learned a lot of things about selling mattresses. Let's get it in a book. And when I got done with my part, I invited a few of my friends, Brent Batterman, Chris Taheny, both who are here and both wrote 2 chapters in the book, Scott Vaughn, Jeff Janakovo, Randy Thompson, Steve Carnes, Mel Opp, Mark Klingenberg, Keith Castanguy, and none other than Justin Trumbo. It's a great book, guys. Grab it. And let me thank my friends for sponsoring the show at Mattress Industry Network Group, Steve and Greg. We appreciate you more than you know. If you are in the mattress industry, you want to learn how to build, market, sell, and succeed in the mattress industry, join this free Facebook group. It's a great group. I believe it's over 27, might even be 2,800 strong. So anyway, without a further ado, let me bring my guests on. Brent, welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
Chris, welcome.
Thanks, Pete. Hey, fellas.
Gordon, welcome.
Thank you, Pete. Welcome.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Let's get this party started. Hey, before we get started, everybody, this is a live show. If you are watching on Monday, November 24th at noon Eastern, this is live right now. And guess what? You can ask us questions, and my friends have answers for you. So ask away any questions. So guys, holidays right around the corner. Brent, I'm going to start with you. What are your plans?
Well, I'm staying home this week. Pretty excited. I love this week. I could take up the whole show and talk to you why being in a mattress retail Thanksgiving is so amazing. And I could jump into that a little bit later, but staying home. And because my family is coming to see us, Erica's my wife, her parents are coming in. I spent all weekend. I did what Clark Griswold would do. I put on my jersey and I went and decorated my entire house, outside and inside, and we are ready. I'm so excited about it. And that's we're staying in Fort Worth.
Awesome. I think we've got some pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Right there. I'm going to be there. It's like 60 degrees in Fort Worth, watching football, eating food, and relaxing and allowing my dogs to bark at everything. Front yard. So true story. And this is, I don't want to bore y'all, but I can't even make this up. If you look where that one light is on the far side, so there's 5 strands I literally had to hook up every light to the Shingo. I plug it in and it goes poof, like all the lights just go out. Like my face, I was like, we're talking like 5 hours on the rough. I was so angry, but luckily, it was just one strand and it was the last strand. So it was a relatively quick fix, but I was afraid I was gonna be up there until midnight and definitely doing the Clark Griswold thing.
Scott Vaughn is jacked already, and we haven't even started yet. Well, Scott, you should be on this one because I'm about to talk about you in a little bit. So what are you making? Talk to me about the food.
My wife is an amazing cook. We do the traditions: potatoes, sweet potatoes, turkey, but it's not just that. We like to do have leftovers for 4 days in a row. So we do the traditional Thanksgiving, but we eat it every meal, and corn, cream corn, until I think Sunday. Like we get a full week. And I looked this up. Fun fact. Does anybody want to take a guess on how many the average person in America, how many calories they eat on Thanksgiving?
5,000.
Chris, Gordon?
I'll say
5,000.
Well, if there's wine and champagne involved, let's up that to about 10,000.
Wow.
Just food. So it's a good call. With just food, 4,500 calories.
Wow. I thought I was going to be way high. I wasn't that high.
If you were on The Price is Right, though, you would have lost. For the record.
I know. I should have come in at 4,000, right, Chris? Dan White.
Yeah, but no, you were close enough.
30,000 calories. Yeah, Dan, that's because you got a hollow leg, brother. I wish I had a hollow leg. Chad Fisher says, look at this all-star crew. Thank you, Chad. Appreciate you being here. All right. So I got to ask you just one follow-up question real quick, Brent, and then we'll jump to Chris. What if you could only have one of those foods? Which one is it for you on Thanksgiving?
I'm going to somewhat cheat a little bit, but corn and potatoes mixed is kind of my favorite. So I think I'm kind of combining the two, but I don't have just the potatoes. I don't have the corn. They always get mixed, and it's my jam. So
you're the guy that solves a 9-dot puzzle because you go outside the 9 dots.
A little bit.
Chris, what are your plans, brother, for Thanksgiving?
Well, the good thing is I'm a little bit ahead of schedule. I think it was November 9th that we put our Christmas tree up. So won't have to worry about that. Seize an opportunity in between road trips to have a family night and get that done. Like Brent, staying home. Because I haven't seemed to have gotten an invitation from Brent to go to his house for Thanksgiving.
Always welcome.
That's quite a setup there, my friend. Great work. But we're going to be at home. We're going to make a family turkey dinner. We're going to have turkey, stuffing, gravy, corn, carrots, probably some pumpkin pie, and another tradition that's kind of developing in our family is later on in Thanksgiving night, we will road trip it. We've got a couple of cities that we can choose from that are all about like the same distance away from where we live. So we'll have to figure out whether or not we want to go to Springfield, we want to go to Bentonville or Little Rock or Jonesboro. And then we're going to bed down for the night. We'll hit up the swimming pool. We'll probably bring some leftovers to keep the festivities going, and then wake up early in the morning and do some shopping. So anybody that knows me knows that I am in a female-dominated household. So looking forward to spending some money this week.
Awesome, Chris. Hey, Gordon, what are you doing? What's your plans?
All right, so this is our first year in our new house in our new town in Warrensburg, Missouri. So we've missed the fall for the last 4 years being in Florida. So it's Michelle and I, and we're going to cook a complete Thanksgiving dinner, even though it's just the two of us because we love leftovers so much. Typically, we start off with a turkey trot, but I'm going to bow out this year. I'm having some leg issues, but Michelle's going to do her 5K in the morning. and I'm in charge of most of the cooking. But the one thing that is her specialty is pumpkin pie, and she starts with pumpkins right from the pumpkin patch and bakes them, and so no canned pumpkin for us, and does it from scratch. And she's a person that's going to put 4 pounds of whipped cream on one slice of pumpkin pie.
That's my
And,
style right there, man.
yeah,
More whipped cream than pie.
yeah.
Dan White says the cheap canned cranberry sauce is actually something I love. LOL. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Dan. We've made homemade before. It's a pain in the rear, and I like it better in the can. Brent Batterman, we already got a question. How many people set up for Christmas before Thanksgiving?
So Eric and I, like, we used to be like, no, we do not set up before Thanksgiving, the next day. It's all about setting up Christmas. But we completely changed because good, bad, and different. We have 5 Christmas trees and it takes forever. So we start like literally the day after Halloween, November 1st, we start slowly getting things set up, and we completely changed our mind on it. I know some people are like, absolutely wait, and some people are like, nope, have to be before.
Awesome. Mike Uni had a comment. What was Mike's comment? We're already set up at our house. Tree is up and lit. All right, Mike. Can't wait for your announcement. Yeah, you know what, tease. Gordon, you hadn't finished speaking, so.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
No, it's okay. It's not your fault, Brent. So Gordon, you're talking about, the whole setup and who's doing what. Now, are you quarterbacking or is Michelle quarterbacking?
I am quarterbacking. So we've been together 35 years. And yeah, I know, in a row. And and as I like to say, she still has that new wife smell. So, so she used to do the majority of the cooking, and since I'm home a lot more, I enjoy it. So I'll do the turkey and the stuffing. I'll do a sweet potato casserole, and I think she'll probably do the gravy and potatoes. And so the one food that I cannot give up for Thanksgiving, what I like the most is stuffing. I know I can have it 365 days a year, but I don't. I only have it on Thanksgiving. And we are the traditionalists, so I'm going to buck the trend, and we don't bring out anything for Christmas till after Thanksgiving. And it's just our thing.
Awesome. Chad Fisher says, my wife put up the Christmas gear on November 2nd. Yeah, it's changed. This year really kind of changed a lot. Thanks, Chad. Dan White, our first year setting up before Christmas. Oh, wow. Before Christmas or before Thanksgiving? And Royal Bateman, what Thanksgiving food gave everyone the worst bowel movement of all time? Oh, Royal. I've never had a problem with my Thanksgiving Day meal or the aftermath of the meal, but I'll let my esteemed guest take a try at that question.
I wonder if Royal is projecting.
Roy, I think maybe we need you to tell us what it was for you.
Happy Thanksgiving, Royal.
So I do have something to add that, like, I wasn't going to say it. So I went into fun facts about Thanksgiving to kind of prepare for the call. I text briefly yesterday, Pete, and I was like, what's the most busy or what's the busiest industry? It's actually not just the mattress industry the day after Thanksgiving. It's also plumbers is one of their most called to home services the day after Thanksgiving. So it could be something with that 4,500 calories. We don't know, but it's a very busy weekend for plumbers.
Royal is clarifying. The question is about projecting.
That's great.
I think that's good. Jimmy Hurtado, we have the Avengers on the screen here. What's up, Chris Taheny? I hope all you gentlemen have a great Thanksgiving day with your families. Many blessings. And Jimmy, I understand you are right around the corner from your marathon. So, dude, make sure you take a nice long run on Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Jimmy.
Good luck in the marathon.
Absolutely. Everybody should do one in their life. After
I think I'd
did
be
my
remiss if
one,
we
I
didn't-
was one. I said one and done. That's good.
I think, Pete, of course, you haven't told us what your plans are for Thanksgiving. What's
Ah,
happening?
here are my plans. This is going to be too much information. Super excited because my 18-year-old, who's a freshman at college, is coming home today. And then we're going to hang out tomorrow. We're going to start getting things ready. And then Wednesday, we're going to celebrate Thanksgiving here. It'll be traditional turkey. I cook the turkey. This is how I cook the turkey. I am completely incompetent, and Jenny saves me. That's how I cook the turkey. So we do something a little bit different with our stuffing. We do sausage inside the stuffing, which I really like. So then I'm driving to Scott Vaughn's house on Thursday, and I will have Thanksgiving with him Thursday night. And then I will be working at the store at Happy Z's on Friday. And then I'm driving to Somerset, Kentucky to see our friends at Cumberland Mattress, Kylie and Chris and Becky and Brad. So I'm looking forward to that. And I will spend the day on Saturday with them. And I will pray that somehow the Buckeyes can beat Michigan for a change, because they haven't done it in a while. So
I think like 4 years.
Those are my plans. And my favorite food, I have to pull a Batterman here. It's the combination between the turkey, the potatoes, the cranberry sauce, and the stuffing all together on every bite. I have to have it together. It's just the weirdest. It's the weirdest thing you've ever seen. I can't have one without the other. They got to be all together at the same time. I like it. Question for the panel from Dan White: pumpkin pie or pecan pie? That is a good question, Dan White. Thank you, sir. Go ahead, Brent.
I'll take it. I don't know, Brent. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Chris.
Go ahead.
Okay. For me on Thanksgiving, I mean, is there any such thing as any pie but pumpkin pie? I don't even know if it even occurred to me to try any other pie, but maybe I've been missing out. I'm not sure, but in the Taheny household, it's definitely pumpkin pie.
All right. Next.
I'm pie agnostic, so if it ends in the letters PIE, I'm in. But because we have a very limited audience at our house, it's going to be pumpkin pie. But in the past, mincemeat pie was always a big thing for our family on Thanksgiving. That's going back quite a bit. And I've had pecan pie in the past, but this year, pumpkin pie for sure.
Brent?
Oh, and I've made a sweet potato pie myself too. Yeah, so if you have a small sailing craft and you need an anchor, I can make another pecan pie, another sweet potato pie for you, because it'll ended up weighing about 8 pounds.
Awesome. Brent?
I'm pecan pie 100% all the way, and doing the combination of with ice cream, pecan pie just warmed up a little bit in the microwave. Good to go.
All right. I'm going to tie this thing up. There is no other pie other than pecan pie. It has to be drowned absolutely in whipped cream. That's my answer. Oh, Kristen, I like how you think, sugar. Why do you have to choose? You know what? One time I did a really thin slice of both right together and I tried it. It didn't work for me, but I tried it. Eric, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thank you, Eric. Happy Thanksgiving back
Happy
at you.
Thanksgiving, Eric.
Royal Bateman. Royal, where you been, man? Must be your favorite subject. Is there any store owner on the planet who actually has an empty floor slot? Have a small store with my wife and already oversold. What pie has the best chance of getting through a mattress protector? What pie has the best? Oh, Lord.
Any pie that's made with bleach, maybe?
Oh, yeah. Bleach will go right through.
Yeah.
Any pie made with bleach, that is the voice of a true professional there. Dan White asks, would you rather a Thanksgiving without appetizers or without desserts? LOL. Let's debate. All right. I'll start this party off. Absolutely, unequivocally, we will go without the appetizers and we will keep the pies. That's my vote. Everybody else, go ahead. I dare you to go for appetizers.
Yeah, I can't really think of too many appetizers that my family has on Thanksgiving. So mine's an easy. I'm going to keep the pecan pie 100%.
I'm going to triple down and definitely desserts, Dan. I'll skip the appetizers. I might even skip the turkey and go right to dessert.
Mm.
Well, for me, I'm not really a dessert guy. I don't really order dessert. Like if I'm out to dinner with, you guys, other industry customers or pals. So if one had to go, I'd probably get rid of the desserts, to be honest with you, because for one thing, the stuffing that has to stay, and if that's part of the whole appetizer equation, then that's where my loyalties lie. So desserts, see you later. I only have you during Thanksgiving and Christmas anyway.
Sugar, you are such a contrarian. I love it. Dessert can be an appetizer too. So here's where I would differ with you, Chris. I would definitely say that based on my love of stuffing, that stuffing is main course. It is not appetizer and it is not dessert. It is main course. So with that said, you still need to weigh in, Chris Taheny. And Kristen, I want you to pay attention to how he answers this question, because maybe, maybe he's got performance review coming up and maybe this might impact it. So what are you going to say, Taheny? Come on. You got to go one way or the other. Appetizers or desserts? Which one stays? Which one goes?
The appetizers stay.
They stay?
Yeah.
And the dessert goes. The dessert only goes. It only goes because it is that pumpkin pie. If it was
honestly,
pecan pie, it would stay.
What probably would end up going is me. I'd be the one that would be going because everybody else in my house loves dessert. So inevitably, I'd be the one ostracized, I think.
All right. Scott Vaughn at Chris and Sugar. I love the way you think. Dessert can be the appetizer, the dessert, or even the meal. Bring on that sugar, baby. I'm with you on that one.
See what he did there, though?
So Scott Vaughn says, hold on. We have farmers in our family, and much of the food is fresh from their farm. You're going to love it, Pete. I am going to love it because I'm going to be with you. Well, I'm going to say hi to you, and then I probably won't see you. I'll probably see you at the end of the night because there's like 50, 60 people over. So it's going to be interesting. Is this JR or is this RJ? This may be the most power-packed lineup in the history of the show. Appreciate you all taking the time for us. Happy holidays, gentlemen. That is definitely RJ.
Happy Thanksgiving, RJ.
Happy Thanksgiving, RJ and Tara both.
Yeah.
All right. Anything to add to the food, guys, or should we go on to what we're thankful for?
Move forward. Press on.
All right. Chris, you're at the top of the screen. What are you thankful for, brother?
Well, a lot of things. Of course, this is going to sound very redundant, but my family, of course, who inspires me to be the best I can be in my profession every single day. Of course, you guys, very thankful for you guys and my other friends in our business. It's the greatest game in the world, and it's a pleasure to take part in it with you guys. More specifically, I want to thank or express my thankfulness for those that are steadily becoming part of a project that I'm very excited about. And I've not gotten any that have said, you know what, Chris, it's just not for me. It's been a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of excitement. Some are providing their contributions very, very quickly. Some have said, I will get it to you as soon as possible. I know life happens, and sometimes a day turns into a week turns into a month turns into 3 months. But I'm very thankful for the camaraderie and the fraternity that we have in our industry, and it's been very exciting to progress in this project, and really looking forward to coming to fruition.
So tell us a little bit about the project.
I'd love to. So really the motivation behind it is, when you look at our industry, people often joke that, we sell rectangles in our business, and anybody that's spent any real time on a showroom floor, they know the truth, and they know that it's so much bigger than that. And every day, someone walks into your store carrying more than a sleep problem. Maybe they're bringing fear. Maybe they're bringing grief. Maybe they're bringing physical pain, exhaustion. Maybe they have strains in their marriage. Maybe they're having some unfortunate health battles. Maybe they're dealing with financial anxiety. But what they're really coming in with is hope. And this project that we're all going to be equally party to is really created in a way for a couple things. Number one, to give back to an industry that's been so great to us, but also to honor the reality of what we do. And in this project, inevitably, which will become an actual tangible book, within its pages are going to be true stories from real professionals whose hearts are in the right place. Salespeople where they take the moments to really just see that this goes far beyond retail. Instead, they're changing someone's life in a way that went far beyond any type of just basic comfort need or their commission, how large the ticket was. These are stories where marriages were restored, where chronic pain was relieved, where widows are finding peace, and cancer patients are finally able to rest for the first time in a very long time. Families basically rediscovering hope, and the stories prove somewhat is so much of what all of us already know, but sometimes is very rarely articulated. I'd go as far as to say is that we don't sell mattresses, we change lives, and these are stories that deserve to be told by people that deserve to be heard. And again, thank you very much to everybody, and they know who they are, for their participation thus far. And we're looking forward to the developments in what we believe is going to be something really special.
And Chris, if anybody has a story that they feel is compelling, they would send it to Chris at caroloa.com.
Yes, sir. That'd be great. Or however is the most convenient. I would also take it a step further by saying it's nothing that really needs a lot of time to be spent on it. Don't get me wrong. I wish the reality for everybody that's here with us today had a line outside their door waiting for their number to be called, now serving number 52 to come in and buy a new sleep system. But unfortunately, that's just not the reality in our business. So it's something that won't take up a lot of your time, which we know is available. Maybe a page or two, and it doesn't have to be well polished. Don't worry about sentence structure. Don't worry about spelling errors. Don't worry about grammar. We'll clean all that up to our fantastic editors. Gordon, very proud to have him be a mentor in this project. You as well, Pete. We'd be remiss if I didn't call that out, because I've never done anything close to this. So I needed you guys, and I'm very, very proud that you guys are there to participate. So yes, just simply email, or you could even text it. You can direct message it, however is easiest. Don't spend a lot of time on it. Just get me a story that deserves to be told that you're very proud of.
Thank you, Brandon Bain, for chiming in. I didn't realize such big wigs actually watched my show. We don't sell mattresses, we change lives. Chris Taheny, so good. Thank you, Brandon, for acknowledging that. I was thinking the same thing. Hey, Andrew. Hey, all. Right at you. Dan White.
Andrew's in the Middle East right now.
Wow.
Andrew's in Dubai watching your show right now.
That's very cool. Dan White says, I'm thankful my professional path crossed with you all at different points. Brent, eventually it will happen with us as well. If I was to bet on it. Yeah, well, it just actually did. Now it doesn't matter. You guys hooking up at market, for a few minutes. Chris, anything else you want to say about that for right now?
I could probably go on and on and on, but just like everybody watching, I'm looking forward to Gordon and Brent, what they're thankful for. Goodness knows I'm thankful for both of those gentlemen, and I can keep going on and on about not only this project but all that I'm thankful for. But I think these fellas are about ready to knock our socks off right now.
Gordon, what are you thankful for, my friend?
So obviously, I'm very thankful for my family, and I'm also very thankful for my good health. I've been very blessed to not really have anything. Health is something we don't really think about till we don't have it. But I'm also very thankful for so many people on this call today, and the people that I've worked for and the people that I've worked with. And you separate because of job, and you say, oh, we're going to keep in touch and be friends. And it doesn't always happen, but there's so many people on this call that I've been able to hook up again for work or hook up with projects and other things too. And then we talked a little bit about this on Friday, Pete. There's been so much on LinkedIn of companies closing, retail stores closing, dozens, maybe 100 people, maybe 200 people out of work in our industry, whether it's at Value City or some of the mattress manufacturers there. And I've lost my job 3 times in my career, but a salesperson never loses their job. They only ever lose their product. And I know I said that on Friday, but if you're listening in, or if you know someone that's lost their job, if you're a salesperson, you always have a job. It's just switching to a different brand or just switching to another product. You know how to sell, and our industry is a very resilient industry. We've got dozens of connections out there, and I don't know any other industry where we all pull together to help each other out and find people jobs in different places. And I'll turn it over to Chris at this point.
Not Chris, it's Brent's turn.
Brent's turn.
Brent's turn. Too many Chris's.
I'm thankful for my family. My mom and dad are amazing, but I'm going to give a special shout out to my wife, Erica. She is my rock. She's my foundation, supports me, and I'm able to do what I get a chance to do because she's so supportive. I was gone, I think 5 out of the last 6 weeks traveling, getting a chance to do what I love. And she takes care of our home and makes sure everything is in a spot where I can do that. So super thankful for her. I'm also thankful for this industry. I've gone on almost coming up this year. It's gonna be 25 years in the industry, and it's given me so much, and from relationships, from experience to a career, to getting a chance to speak, be part of books, and get a chance to meet new friends and grow my my extended family, I like to call them, because I'd say I'm 99% of the people I'm friends with, I just consider them family. And so it's been an amazing career. And sometimes when I talk about it and think and reflect, which I had a chance to do before being on the call, you just gratitude and being at awe that I get to do what I get to do. And I also work for, which we all do, or for a cool company. I love Bedhead. Like the passion and the love that we have for the industry. Just even on today's call we had earlier, it's cool because it's all about helping people. And I think the more people you help, it always comes back, or it has 10 times for me. And so that is where I'm at. And I can't wait to continue to do my best to pay it forward.
Wow. So I get to go last. I come from a military family, so I'm thankful for our military.
100%.
They often cannot be with their families on holidays because they're overseas protecting our freedoms. I love that picture of your house with that American flag, Brent. So that was great. And my friend, Gordon, it's been such a pleasure getting to know you. I'm so thankful that Paul Kale introduced us. And since then, we've really never been apart. We just keep talking to each other and learning new things. And your retirement has been a great blessing for me because you have a little bit more time to participate in some of these things that we're doing. And we're very thankful. And I'm thankful for that book in the corner of your bookcase there as well, my friend. I've got to give a special shout out to Jenny. When Christiana was born, our 18-year-old, we learned that she had a rare metabolic condition called PKU. And that condition requires the primary caretaker, which is usually the mother, to measure every bit of food that they eat. And it's a special diet for pretty much their entire life until they go off to college. So Jenny has been incredible. There are a lot of PKU moms that do not pay attention to the diet the way that they should. She is really, not only does she take care of our house, she takes care of my business. And Chris, he's probably had more conversations with Jenny over the years, being my supervisor at 2 different companies, probably talks to Jenny as much as he's ever talked to me, maybe at times more. And she's always been there for Christiana and helping her with PKU. And the great thing about PKU, as long as we control the amount of phenylalanine that she gets, which is an amino acid, she can have a problem-free life. She can, do everything that everybody else does, and she has. And but that was quite a burden for Jenny, and it still is. She still calls her at college and makes sure that she takes her formula and she does the things that she needs to do. So thank you, Jenny. I gotta say this: getting into this industry, my program in life was I was going to be a pro football player, even though I'm only 5'10", and I was going to, somehow just magically do it. Didn't happen. And then I learned how to sell, and I didn't want to be a salesman. It's the first chapter in my book. I didn't want to be a salesman, but I fell in love with selling, and I fell in love with the idea of becoming the best that I could become. I fell in love with the idea of helping people, especially when it came to mattresses. So when I first got in the business, I was furniture my first 9 years. And then after that, I kind of specialized in mattresses. Our audience, I'm thankful for you. I'm really thankful for this industry. Me, Brent, Gordon, and Chris all love this industry. It's something that we share universally. It is just so, it's such a great industry. And, we hear about people losing jobs, and we all band together and we help people find jobs. I mean, I've called many, many guys, and I'm like expecting the dude or the dudette to tell me that I'm the first person that called them. And they're like, you're like the 10th person that's called me offering help. And I'm like, that's what I love. It's what I love about this business. So a lot to be thankful for. And very specifically today, I'm very thankful for Brett's quick thinking and his desire to one-up me. And that sweater is amazing. It is the best sweater I think I've ever seen in my entire life. So thank you for making this special, brother. That is
No
not
problem.
the original shirt. He saw me with this on. And he goes, no, that's not. He ran.
I did a outfit change. I did.
Kristen Sugar, I 100% agree. Oh, that's Andrew saying to Kristen Sugar, I agree 100%. I think Dan White should write about his journey with approaching ABT electronics to get into the mattress industry. Absolutely. The more we tell our stories, the better off we are, the stronger we are as an industry. Andrew says, I stayed up late just to see you four fine fellas. So where are you? Andrew, where are you, dude? Because it's not late here. Eric, he's thankful for Chris. I use him as an example all the time as a rep that really cares and wants to help. He has helped me shape the type of account manager I wanted to be. That's awesome, Eric.
Well, thank you very much, Eric, and happy Thanksgiving to you, sir. That means a lot. Can't tell you how much.
Brandon Bain, first rule of marketing, stand out. LOL, Brent. Don't be born. Brad Carroll says, thankful for your show, Pete. Happy Thanksgiving, gentlemen, Brad and Becky. And I will see Brad and Becky on Saturday. So that will be something I look forward to.
Happy Thanksgiving, Brad and Becky.
So let's talk about, I talked about what we're thankful for. We already know about our favorite foods and our plans for Thanksgiving. Let's talk about this project. And like, Chris, when did you start this project? And why did you wait so long to bring Brent into it and Gordon into it?
Well, because I didn't know any better. I mean, you framed it up perfectly. I mean, it is, I am, I have my struggles, and I absolutely put my hand up and say that, yeah, it's something that I probably should have raised a little bit sooner than I did. But where I went wrong is I thought that I can go it alone, and I didn't realize that it could serve a bigger purpose than what it was intended to be. And thankfully, I've got friends like you guys that kind of helped me saw the light on that. And I thank you even further for offering your very valuable time to really, indeed, truly make it something very special. So the original idea came to me years ago. The reason why it never really came to fruition is because simply just your time and bandwidth. But it's, over the course of time, seeing very inspirational things happen. I'm on you for letting this go, and you need to bring it back. And that's what I'm doing. And, having you guys on board with it is going to make it far more special. And again, this is not about any individual or whose idea originally was. It's something that we're all going to share in, whether or not, how much time you're putting into the project, or if you're just, a very simple contributor. This is going to be something special for everybody involved.
So let's dive in a little bit deeper into the stories that we're looking for, and let's extend our reach a little bit. So anybody that hears this show and you have a story that elevates our industry and helps expand our industry, we want it. Now, we may not use it. We're hoping, I'm hoping, I think Brent hopes and Gordon hopes and Chris certainly hopes that we get so many stories that we can't publish them all. And I'm just going to say this: if you submit something and it doesn't get published the first go around, there might be a book 2 coming after it. So don't despair, but it's going to be a tough task in my estimation to pick the best of the best. So give us some examples of exactly what you're looking for, what kind of stories, and everybody that's listening to this, I don't care if you're a rep, I don't care if you're an RSA working on the floor, if you a store owner, whatever you do in our industry, Gordon's a consultant in his retirement. No one will let him retire. That's the truth of the matter. Whatever it is that you do in our industry, if you're connected and you have people that have a story that has some teeth to it, that could be motivational or inspirational and help elevate our industry, we really want it. But go ahead, Chris. I asked you and then I keep going, and so I'm going to.
It's always great, Pete. I'm glad when you do that. So I would encourage, just to continue to leverage the fraternity rather than hear it from me. Hear it from some of the contributors that have already been gracious to join us. Guys like R.J. Williams. By the way, Tara, want a story from you too. Jimmy Hurtado, Tattoo Tim out in Oregon. Dale Backus, who just moved from Nebraska Furniture Mart out to Ashley in Utah, and many others, probably too many to name at this point, you reach out to, your industry peers and just say, hey, can you share the story that you shared so I can kind of know, what I might be able to, think back on. You might have many stories. I've had some that have told me that it's very difficult for them to choose a story because there's so many. Well, that's a nice problem to have, but pick one let's let your voice be heard. Let's let that story be told in the hopes that it leads to further inspiration, proper recruitment into our business, so that maybe as somebody is coming in, recognizing that this is, maybe looking at our industry is not a commodity-based industry, but that you're changing lives for the better and you're a servant leader. Maybe this book is sitting on an end table and an end consumer picks it up. It doesn't necessarily need to be just read by people in our industry. Maybe an end consumer picks it up and realizes, that there's a lot of hearts and gold in our business, and then we're not just a bunch of snake oil salesmen. So it's can't encourage that enough. Reach out to, just kind of get some crosstalk and get some ideas going that maybe that, sparks a thought. Yeah, you know what? 5 years ago, I did change this particular person's life for the better. And that's the story I'm going to use, and then send it our way. And let's let your story be told.
I have a story that can't be used in the book because we're talking about how we change consumers' lives. But my wife changed one of our dealers' lives years ago. A few days after my back surgery, I had a double back fusion. We had a snowstorm, and the driver from Sutherland, being from Tennessee, was uncomfortable driving from Lakewood, Ohio to Buffalo, New York, and so left that merchandise in Lakewood, Ohio. Jenny picked it up with our Sprinter and drove it in a snowstorm to Tom McNamara, who was working for Custom Fundraising, and his customers were able to get their deliveries. Won't apply to this book, but if you have some exceptional thing that you've done for customers, tell us about it. We want to know. However you've changed someone's life. There are times where we as sales pros on a retail floor, we take chances. We go to places that most sales gurus say is not safe to go to, but we go there because we care. We care. And then what we find out is there's gold on the other side of that. And we do change people's lives every day. And really what we're just trying to do is find a way to communicate that so that when you have downtime, you can actually go through these stories and you can see how RJ actually saved a marriage. Right? True story. Is it RJ or did I have it wrong?
Yep, you got it right.
Okay, cool. Brent, I see you wanting to talk. Go ahead, brother.
Like, I have no poker face anymore. Like, it just shows. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me be a part of this project, Chris. Super excited about it.
Awesome to have you.
What I love about this, I say a lot or probably too much. It's the best time to sell mattresses right after a sale. Easiest time. It gets momentum. But the way to set yourself up to get that first sale is what, and Pete, you just said, is what you do between your customers. Prep time, what you know, what you eat is what you become, like what you consume, and consuming good stories that I think open up our heart on the sales floor is so powerful, because when you lead with your heart on the sales floor and you're really connecting and helping that customer, it's so transparent to that customer and they want to do business with you. And it doesn't matter what the person across the street has, doesn't matter what kind of sale they have. When you're truly leading with a heart and you want to help the customer get what they want. And I know we all say that, but this book I think can be prep and get you in the right mindset to do that more consistently throughout the day. Because yes, we do not see 500 customers a day. We see maybe 1 to 3. And what we do before that first customer really sets us up to have a successful day.
True words. Thanks, Brent. Any examples of really good stories or stories that like you think we're missing that we need, Chris?
I would just say, I hope we can get bombarded. We've had some great participation already, but there's, not every story is going to be the same. I think. I mean, there's going to be, the point might be the same across multiple stories, but and the way that it's told by that particular person telling it, and that it's unique to them, I think is inevitably is what's going to make it even more special. So if we get 50 stories and it all has to do with somebody, for example, something a little bit more maybe common, unfortunately, of course, would be a widow or a widower resigning themselves to the fact that they're now going to, they can't sleep in that bed anymore because they just can't, they just need to move on from that bed that they might have shared with that spouse for 15, 20 years, and they need something new. Maybe that's a common story, but I think the individual telling it obviously is special in their own right, and the way that they're going to tell the story is special in its own right. So, whatever the story happens to be, we're not going to disqualify stories based on, well, we already have a story like that. There might be some similarities in some of the stories, but inevitably it comes down to the special, the special nature of the human being telling it.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because let's just play around with this right there. Gordon, you find out through your qualification and your initial conversation, you're an RSA on the floor right now. And Brent, I'm going to turn this over to you too in a minute. So it's going to be the same question to you. You find out that she's recently widowed, and that's the driver. That's why I need a new mattress, because I just don't want to be in that mattress anymore. What are the questions? What are the things that we can say and do to deliver a superior experience to that widow, so that it can be the absolute best experience it can be in the wake of this tragedy?
So I'm going to answer that a couple of different ways. First, in a general sense, I've been fortunate enough to work for manufacturers and for retailers, and worked this retail floor for many years. And here's why some manufacturers are not successful in retail. The job of manufacturing is to eliminate exceptions. So whether it's Carol sheets, whether it's Serta Perfect Sleeper or Tempur-Breeze, every Tempur-Breeze, every Carolina sheet has to feel and act just like the one that's in the showroom. In retail, it's different. Retail salespeople thrive on the exceptions. And so people who are thinking about their stories are probably thinking like, what I do isn't exceptional, but everything you do is exceptional. But to directly answer your question, if I had a person came in, if a woman came in and said, I've been recently widowed and I'm not comfortable sitting in my bed, I'm going to really go on a limb and talk about her husband. And I'm going to say, oh, that's so very sad. How long were you married? And what did he do for a living? And, what's your fondest memories? And it's going to be emotional. But the fact that she said to me, the first thing she said to me is, I'm a widow. That means that she wants to talk about being a widow. She wants to talk about her husband. customers who come in, and we get this all the time. I was on vacation. I got the best night's sleep ever. So many salespeople say, well, did you look at what kind of mattress it is? Which they never do. Well, if a customer would say to me, we were on vacation, we had the best night ever, I would say, where did you go? And wherever they went to, I would say, oh, that must have been the most fabulous place. If they said I went to Detroit, Michigan for my vacation, I would say, oh, my whole life, I've always wanted to go to Detroit. Tell me about Detroit. So that's how I would start out the conversation. And then I would get a little bit more specific and maybe ask about how long they had the mattress and are you still comfortable on it? And if she is, I would ask about that type of mattress. She said, I'm not comfortable on it anymore. Then I would go that particular way. Might talk about changing sizes with her too. But that would be separate, a different kind of a conversation. But I would, if somebody brings me that personal thing as the lead story, I'm going to invest the 5 to 20 minutes to talk about that before even showing the first bed. We always talk about, people love to buy from friends and cannot be sold by a stranger. And my job is to be a friend first or act like a friend.
It's great advice. Mike Uni says, Gordon has been helping change lives for the 11 years I've known him and decades before. His hundreds of articles containing thousands of impactful ideas have been changing retailers' lives for years. Amen, Mike. Amen.
Thank you, Mike.
And Chris and Sugar says, RAs are amazing. Exactly, Gordon Hecht. Call her by her name. Let her know she is being seen. Wow. That's so powerful because I often hold up my phone and I go, we are drowning in loneliness.
Yeah.
These phones have done something horrible to us as a society, and people thirst for recognition. I'm here. I'm a human being. And if you're a human being to another human being, forget if you sell anything. You've just done something that's really good. Brad Carroll says, wood wool. We're excited. Wood wool. We're excited to see you also, Pete. Woo woo. Okay. Woo woo. Okay. We're excited to see you also, Pete. Happy Thanksgiving also, Chris. I think Becky and myself need that shirt in Kentucky blue. All right. Thank you, Gordon, for that. And hold on. Table that. Take that squirrel thing away. We'll get to Dan White in a second. I wanted Brett to take a swing at this thing. What would you do when you find out she's widowed early in the conversation?
Yeah. Gordon said almost word for word what I would say. It's just stop, pause, acknowledge, and say, I'm so sorry, and just kind of leave it up to her if she would like to talk a little bit more about it, and ask questions and find out a little bit more about her husband and things like that. And somewhere in that conversation, I would slow things down and just pause and really be present, I think is key. And eventually let them know that sorry to hear their loss. I'm here to help in any way I possibly can, and just let the conversation go from there. But I love the questions on questions to really get an understanding and to see how I can help.
That's awesome. I figured you guys would be pretty darn close. And that is exactly what I would recommend doing. And so, guys, gals, that's just an example of what. Now you're going to say to me, well, I've done that. Well, put it in writing. Did you get a thank you card from the widow saying that she's feeling much better? Share that story. So here's part of the problem that happens here in our industry. You think that your stories don't matter and you don't tell them, but we need to hear all your stories. We'll decide the final editing team will decide whether it makes it in the book or not. But think of your best stories that are the most impactful in customers' lives. We want those stories, and we want especially stories where you did something different or out of the ordinary for another human being. And what Brett just said, and Gordon, being present and just being there for them on a human level is very significant. And it's very important. It's much more important than the sale. We get a book full of ideas like that and stories where you did something special. This is going to be a great book. I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be a series of books, but we're out of time, guys. It's 1:00. Can you believe that?
Special quick.
My flies and you have fun.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Thank you so
Happy
much. I am
Thanksgiving.
so grateful for you guys. After I hang out with you guys for an hour, I feel smarter already. So thank you so much. Hey, Chris, can you just put up Dan's question real quick? I know we're over. Panel question. What do you see as some of the biggest start, stop, and continue activities retailers should follow as we head into 2026? Gordon, you first.
I'll try and be quick. Never turn off the advertising. Advertising is not an expense, it's an investment. You got to let people know that you're there 365 days a year.
Cool. Anything else?
I'll pass it on from there.
All right. Chris?
Very quickly and to the point, know what's out there. Too much time spent on knowing what's out there is not enough. There could be some genuine solutions for your business that will give it a very, very significant shot in the arm that are out there. The question is whether or not you know they're out there and they have the capability of doing what you need them to do. So, lean on your peers in the industry, ask them what's working. What's if something didn't work, why do they think it didn't work? Because what didn't work for somebody else doesn't necessarily mean that it wouldn't work for you. But short and to the point, know what is out there.
Awesome. Brett?
Absolutely. I'll kind of jump into, the day after, Thanksgiving is the fourth biggest holiday of the year. A lot of people call it guest bedroom season, which kicks it off into 2026. So if it was me, I'd go after every deal, every dollar, every day. I would go after mattresses from that $299 to $999. I would brag about it. I would talk about it, and I would go and speak to every customer about we have the best price, the best selection, and I'm personally going to get you the right mattress, and really lean into those mattresses, because the best time to make a sale is right after sale. And every day you're going to have at least one customer, hopefully, that's coming in, and we'd all like to sell $5,000 bed, but if you look at units and where all the units are at, they're always under $999.
Brent, thank you. And thank you for putting up with me calling you Brett. Kristen Sugar says, happy Thanksgiving to all. May you get the big side of the wishbone and may all your dreams come true. Right back at you, Sugar. And here's mine. Stop watching the news. Stop borrowing trouble. Put your head down and take care of your customers. Take care of every customer that's in front of you like they're your best friend, like they're your grandmother. Like, treat them with love, with respect, go deeper than the competition goes, and you will always win. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and thanks for being here, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Thank you.
Take care.